Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the next topic of our book, that is algebra. Under algebra, we are going to talk about the fundamental concepts or the basic concepts of this topic, that is algebra. Now, before we actually start with this topic, you should know the difference between an expression and an equation. Expression, when we talk about, it does not have any equal sign, whereas in the case of equation, as a term says, it makes use of equal sign, that is, there will be a left hand side and a right hand side, which is not there in the case of expression. Now let us start with the exercise directly. We are going to begin with exercise 1 of algebra. See the first question. In order to understand the first question, let us talk about the fundamental thing. The literals or the variables in algebraic expressions are actually represented by the letters of alphabet. Example, X, Y, Z or any other letter of alphabet is a variable or a literal. Whereas constants are actually the digits or numbers which always remain the same. They are uniform. So example can be 1, 25, 37, etc. Let us see the actual exercise now. Let's begin with the third part, which says 2 into x. Now whenever there will be a combination of a constant and a variable or a literal is actually represented by the letter of alphabet, then the complete term will be called as a literal. One more thing, student, that whenever we have multiplication or division within the constant and variables, then it will be taken as a single term. Two separate terms will be counted only if there is a use of plus or minus. In other words, you can say that plus or minus will work as a separator between the terms. So this is a single term. And because it is a combination of a letter of alphabet with the other number, so it will be called as a literal. Similarly, in the fifth part, it is x upon 2. Because of the presence of the variable here, the letter of alphabet here, it will also be a literal. Let us take another example. The second part of the first question is 2. Now there is no letter of alphabet in it. It is only a digit. So it will not be a literal, it will be a constant. Similarly, you are going to do the rest of the parts of question number 1. Now let us proceed further with question number 2. In question number 2, they want us to find the number of terms in each of the following expressions. Like I have told you earlier, the number of terms will be calculated on the basis of the use of plus or minus in between the numbers or the variables. So they work as separators. So let us take an example, the first part of it. In the first part, they have only given 5. Do you see any plus or minus with it? No. So how many terms are there? Number of terms will be equal to 1 because there is no other term. Let us take one more example of it. Let us pick up the fifth part of it. The fifth part of the same question. In the fifth part, they have written minus 3 plus 2x square plus z upon 5. Now you need to concentrate on this given expression. Wherever the use of plus or minus is, this is 1, this is 2. I am not encircling this because this is simply the sign of this number. That means this number is negative. I am not including it. So this is going to work as a separator, this is going to work as a separator. How many terms in total? This is the first term, the second term and the third term. Therefore, number of terms will be equal to 1, 2, 3. I hope you are getting it. We are going to count the number of terms on the basis of the use of plus or minus in between the terms. Remember, multiplication or division is not going to work as separator. It is going to work as a combination of a constant and a variable. Let us take one more example of it. Let us pick up the last part of the question, that is the seventh part. In the seventh part, what is given to us is 2 plus 3x square upon 4 plus 5x minus 9y. Again, we are going to concentrate on plus or minus as a separator. So this is the first separator that we get. This is the second one. This is the third one. So how many terms in total? This is term number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the number of terms in this particular part is equal to 4. Similarly, you can get the number of terms for each and every part of question number 2. Moving on to question number 3 now. In question number 3, they are asking to identify the monomials, binomials and trinomials. Remember, the terms monomial means only one term is there. Similarly, the term binomial means there are two terms. And the word trinomial means there are three terms. Now, how to remember them? Mono means 1, pi means 2 and tri means 3. So let us see the actual question now. Let us pick up the fourth part of it. The fourth part of question number 3, which says m plus 2n minus 3. Now in order to get the answer of this question as monomial, binomial or trinomial, we have to actually count the number of terms. So it is very similar to question number 2. So we are going to see plus as a separator or minus as a separator. So how many terms are there? Number of terms are equal to 1, 2, 3. So 3 terms is trinomial. Therefore, it is a trinomial. I hope you are getting it. Similarly, if I am going to pick up the fifth part of the same question, the fifth part is m square minus 2n square. So m square minus 2n square. Minus as a separator, how many terms are there? 1 and 2. So the number of terms in this question are 2. Therefore, it is a binomial. Similarly, you have to do the rest of the parts of this same question. Moving on to question number 4 of the same exercise. Now they are saying in the term minus 6 by 7 a to the power 4, b to the power 5 and c to the power 3. We need to find the coefficient of each of the following. Now remember, this is a single term which is negative. Here this is not a separator, it is the sign of the term. So this is a negative term in which we have a constant as a fraction 6 upon 7, actually minus 6 upon 7, and the variables are a to the power 4, b to the power 5 and c to the power 3. Now what actually is a coefficient? Coefficient is whatever variable they are talking about, the rest of the terms will be taken as the coefficient. Let us pick up an example. For example, the first part of it. They are saying what is the coefficient of a to the power 4. So we are going to encircle a to the power 4 in here. So this is what they are asking the coefficient of. The rest of the terms other than this term will become the coefficient. That means my answer would be equal to minus 6 upon 7 b to the power 5 c to the power 3. I have excluded this term. The remaining terms are actually the coefficient. Okay, let us pick up one more part of it. Let us pick up the third part of the same question. It is given as minus 3c cube upon 7. So what I am going to do, I am going to actually divide the given term. Divide the given term by this particular thing which is given for us to find the coefficient of. Now if I take minus 3, okay, the given term can be rewritten as, if I take minus 3c cube upon 7 as common, what is left in the given term? What should be multiplied to 3? Minus 3 to get 6. It should be 2. Now remember 7 is already there. C cube is already there. So whatever is left, I am going to write it. It will be a to the power 4, b to the power 5. Now what does that mean? If I am going to multiply these two things, minus 3 into 2 will give you minus 6. Upon 7 is already there. A4, B5, C3 will come automatically. So the coefficient would be the remaining thing other than the given thing. So therefore, the coefficient of minus 3 upon 7 c cube is equal to 2a to the power 4 b to the power 5. And similarly, you have to do the rest of the parts of this same question. The next question, that is question number 5, is about the like terms. Now what are like terms? The like terms are the terms which have exactly the same variables. Variables means the literals. And what does that mean? Literals means the letters of alphabet. That means the variable should be exactly the same. Even the power should be same. So we need to identify the like terms in the given terms or the expression. So let us pick up the second part of the question. The second part of the question says 5xy square comma 0 into, this dot symbol is actually multiplication, 0 into 2xy square comma x square y comma xy whole square. Let us simplify these terms. These terms actually are 5xy square, 0 into anything is 0, x square y comma, if I open it, the power will be distributed. It is x square y square. So the point is that what are the like terms? So we need to find it. Actually, though it is 0 dot xy 2xy square, it is still a like term. Why so? The variables are exactly the same. Though I have written it as 0, but no other term is similar. So therefore, the like terms in this particular part are 5xy square and 0 into 2xy square. Now what you need to understand here is that the variable part, the letters of alphabet part, should exactly be the same even along with the power. So therefore this is going to be the answer. Similarly, you have to attempt the first part of the question. Now moving on to question number 6, that is the last question of this exercise. They want us to identify the polynomials and also to write the degree of each polynomial. Now for an expression to be a polynomial, there are few conditions. Now what are those conditions? Let us talk about them. The first one, that the variable, what is a variable? The letter of alphabet should not be an denominator. That means the variable should not be in the denominator. That means the same, that the power of variable, what is variable? The letter of alphabet. The power of variable must not be negative, because if it is in the denominator the power is negative. And at the same time there is one more thing, power of variable, that is the letter of alphabet, should not be fractional. That means the power should not be in the root form. Then only it is a polynomial, otherwise it is not. And what is the degree? Degree, if only one variable is there, is the highest power of what? Of variable. But it can be that there are multiple variables in one term, maybe x square y cube. Then sum of powers of variables must be highest. Then only it will be the degree. Let us see the question now. The question says, okay, let us pick up few parts. Let us pick up the last part of the question. The last part of the question, that is the fourth part of the question, is x to the power 7, y to the power 12 minus 6, x to the power 3, y to the power 5 plus 3x to the power 7, y to the power 2 upon 7 minus x to the power 10, y to the power 20. So how many terms are there in it? Let us see them. The terms will be separated by minus or plus. So this is the first separator, the second separator, and the third separator. In total there are 4 terms. Let us see the individual terms now in order to find the degree. First of all, is it a polynomial? Yes, it is, because all these rules are applicable. No variable, no letter of alphabet is in the denominator. None of the variable has a negative power, and none of the variable has a fractional power. So yes, it is a polynomial. Now there are 4 terms in it. So it is a polynomial having 4 terms in it. We are going to see each individual term, and then we are going to find the highest power. If there are more than one term, then we are going to add the powers. So here the addition will be 7 plus 12, that is 19. Here it is 8. Here it is 9. And here it is 30. What is maximum? It is 30. Therefore, the degree of the polynomial is equal to 10 plus 20. That is equal to 30. That becomes our answer. Similarly, you are going to attempt the rest of the questions. This is how we are going to attempt the exercise. Remember students, in order to proceed further with algebra, you should be clear with the basic concepts or the fundamental concepts. That's why we have started with this exercise 1 of algebra. Kindly take care that you complete your work. You need to do all the discussed questions in the fair notebook, and the remaining questions are to be attempted in the book itself. Remember, in the book you are going to mark it with the pencil. Do not mark anything with the pen. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Thank you so much.